Good morning, everyone. This is the 323rd District Court's juvenile detention docket for May 7th. Just wanted to remind everybody that in order to comply with the Open Courts Act, because our courtroom is closed to the public, we are being broadcast on YouTube so that we can comply with Section 1, Article 13 of the Texas Constitution. Also, as a reminder, no one may record or publish any part of this broadcast, and a violation of this rule may result in a finding of contempt by this court. I also want to remind you all, since we do have multiple people on the Zoom hearing, to remain muted in order to avoid background noise interfering with the hearing until it is your turn or your hearing is up. Also, we are going to do Tazaria Gatewood last. And so I know she's up second on the list for today, but we're going to wait and do her last today. So I don't know if Mr. Daniels is on here yet, but we will do her last. I think the first one we have is Ms. Herrick. You're up first with Jose Luis Fernandez.
Okay.
And Mr. Victorson. Did I see Mr. Victorson here yet?
Your Honor, this is Selena. I am filling in for Mr. Vickerson today.
Okay, can't see you. Where are you? Who is that again? I couldn't hear you.
Selena Aguirre.
Okay, let me. Oh, there you are. Okay, I've got my speaker turned up. I don't know what's going on. Okay, and we don't have any under 14 today, right, Mary? Okay, all right. All right, Ms. Herrick, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. I love looking at your star you have behind you. It's so pretty.
Thank you.
I'm trying to look at you, but that star is very mesmerizing.
Thank you.
Okay. Where are the children? They're still not on, so we have to wait for them.
Okay.
Also, while we have this time, we're waiting for the juveniles. I thought that I could remind everyone to occasionally check your chat feature. Sometimes when we are on the Zoom, even though you're unmuted, maybe your speaker has been disabled or something, and so we still can't hear you. So we had some issues with that. I think it was yesterday I noticed, and so one of the judges will try and chat you to let you know to check your, should be F4 function, or check to make sure your speaker is not muted. The speaker itself on the computer, not the Zoom function mute. Yes. Thank you. Well, Tuesday was pretty uneventful for me, so. Well, when you go, well, I see storms overnight. When you go from, you know, what was it, 50 degrees or whatever, up to a high of 80 something. Or that's dropped now. But, or no, it's supposed to be 80 something. Monday. Yes, we're having winter and spring this week. I don't know what's going on back there. They have the meeting code. Hopefully everything's okay back there. Oh, here we go. I think they're coming in now.
Okay.
Morning, are you Mr. Fernandez?
Yes.
Okay, and we have are you his mom?
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Fernandez, I'm Judge Terry. I'm an associate judge for Judge Kim here. This is your detention hearing. You have a right to this hearing within 2 business days of being detained here at Kimbo. You have the right to have this hearing recorded. If you do want it recorded, your attorney will let me know. You do have a right to an attorney. Her name is Lisa Herrick, and she is on the screen there. Do you see her?
Yes.
Okay. You also have the right to remain silent. However, should you choose to speak, nothing you say at your detention hearing can be held against you. At any other kind of hearing, it can only be considered for purposes of detention, okay? If you do need to speak to your attorney, you can just kind of wave and let me know or speak up, and I will put you and Ms. Herrick in a private Zoom breakout room. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. All right, and so really the purpose of this hearing, as you know, is, and I say that because I've seen the history report, is to determine whether you will stay here with us or you can be released to your mother or guardian. So the offense report says that on December 18th of 2019, Fort Worth PD were dispatched to an address regarding a robbery call. When they arrived, they met with the victim, who said he was planning to meet someone named Pedro to buy a gram of marijuana. He met Pedro through a mutual friend on Snapchat. As Pedro gave him instructions to meet him behind West Creek Elementary School. When the victim drove his car behind the school, he observed 4 people sitting on a curb. When he approached in his vehicle and parked, one suspect got in the front passenger seat, another got in the back. The other 2 remained outside the car. Victim explained that 3 of the 4 displayed handguns. Suspect in the front seat punched him in the face twice and demanded his phone. Also demanded that he change the passcode on the phone so that he could see him doing that. He took $15 and the car keys from the victim. The other suspects punched him approximately 4 times. The suspect outside the car, closest to the victim, pointed his weapon at him. And on December 20th, police were dispatched to an address where the stolen phone pinged. Officers approached a parked Chevy pickup and found 4 young men inside the truck. As they approached, they smelled the strong odor of marijuana coming from the vehicle. One of the men in the pickup looked identical to one of the young men in the Snapchat video. Detectives used the Snapchat account to identify the suspects in the robbery and learned that the 4 young men in the photos associated with the account, the same 4 men who allegedly robbed the victim. The account had a number of photos and a video of the 4 young men showing marijuana and pointing handguns at the video camera. The victim identified the 4 as the people that robbed him. And it looks like your mother was also shown the video, and she positively ID'd you as one of the young men in the video. But it's unclear if you were one that had the gun, thus the, okay. And then it looks like it was referred to the DA back in February, and a directive to apprehend was issued on May 5th, and you were brought in yesterday. So I have a question actually for Ms. Aguirre.
Yes, Your Honor.
So I'm seeing that he tested positive when he came in, tested positive for marijuana. It says the 5th, but his admission date was the 6th. So is that a mistake, or can you explain to me what that is?
Your Honor, I believe that Officer Vickerson may have met with Jose on the 5th because it states that he was administered a drug test by Officer Vickerson.
Okay, and it says on the 9th, so I guess I'm asking why he had a drug test in February and in March too, if he doesn't have any prior history here, he's on probation, or he wasn't previously apprehended for this. I'm confused. Can you connect that for me?
Your Honor,
I can't tell based on the offense report here.
When he was released on March 9th, one of his conditions included that he be ordered to community-based detention. So they requested a drug test prior to him being released.
Okay, I just don't have that history on here. Is that pretty much it, Mary? Okay. Okay. And that's probably why the DTA was issued, because he tested positive on the 5th. Okay. And was he on a monitor, Ms. Aguirre?
No, Your Honor. And to my understanding, the DTA was issued due to Jose running away on May the 1st.
Okay. Ran away May the 1st. DTA was issued the 5th. He was picked up that day, or he was given a test that day. Okay. All right. All right. Well, Mr. Fernandez, because you are likely to abscond and you are a danger to yourself, having been out there, you're smoking marijuana still, even though you've got a pending case, I'm going to go ahead and detain you. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor. May I be excused?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Angelica Gonzalez is next. That'd be you, Ms. Jacobson?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. And Ms. Guerrero, I see her. Okay. Oh, that's Ms. Gatewood. I'm doing her last. Oh, lovely. Okay. Okay, Ms. Gonzalez?
Yes.
Okay. Are you her mom there?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Ms. Gonzalez, I'm Judge Terry. I'm an associate judge for Judge Kim here. This is your detention hearing. You know that you have a right to this hearing within 2 business days of being brought in here to Kimbo.
Yes.
You have the right to an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you. And can you see, actually, we have Ms. Attorney Julie Jacobson here. Do you see her?
Yes.
Okay, she is your attorney today, and you have the right to have this hearing recorded. Should you choose to have that, Ms. Jacobson will let me know.
Right.
You also have the right to remain silent. However, should you speak today, nothing you say can be held against you at any other type of hearing here, only can be considered for purposes of detention. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Ms. Gonzalez, do you understand that?
Understand her? I said yes. She didn't hear you. No,
Okay,
Angelica, she's talking to you.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna need you to speak up like that and get closer to the computer if you need to, okay? If you do need to speak to your attorney, just let me know and I will put you in a private Zoom breakout room, okay?
Okay.
Just the two of you can speak privately if you need to. All right, so apparently you were here previously on terroristic threat, possession of marijuana, that's under 2 ounces, unlawful carrying of a weapon, prohibited places, another possession of marijuana, and then Judge Porter released you back in January. And this new offense report indicates that you were brought in yesterday for unauthorized use of a vehicle and possession of controlled substance. Says that at approximately midnight on May 6th, an officer ran the plates of a Chevy Cruze, which came back as reported stolen. Vehicle pulled into Jack in the Box and officer initiated a traffic stop to maintain the occupants from exiting the vehicle. Officer noticed that Emma was the driver and there was a front passenger, a male. Officer instructed that the two exit the vehicle and they complied. They were placed in handcuffs. The vehicle had a strong odor of marijuana. Officer observed clothes and food containers spread throughout the car and it seemed like the two were living in the vehicle. Officers located 3 cardboard boxes in the glove box with 2 blank THC vaping cartridges and 1 vaping cartridge. Also behind the front passenger seat, a backpack with a clear plastic baggie containing a green leafy substance. And a paper Texas ID for Rodney Sanchez was located. It says that you informed the officer you took the vehicle from your grandmother and your companion's friend left the THC oil in the vehicle. It says that you plan to return the oils to the friend. The grandmother was called to who confirmed that you took the vehicle without her permission.
Judge,
Yes.
sorry, Angelica was the driver. Angelica was the driver of the vehicle.
Okay, well, that's what I was just going to ask you about because the offense report clearly has.
It was just her and the other companion, sorry.
Okay, so it's the wrong name is what you're saying in the offense
Yes.
report until we get to the second page where it corrects it to Angelica's name?
Yes,
Okay.
it was Angelica.
We
Angelica was
at
the
least
driver.
established in here that Angelica at least informed the officer that she took the vehicle from grandma and then grandma said there was, she took it without permission. So that's at least established within Angelica's name. Correct on the offense report. Tested positive for marijuana. Says that Ms. Gonzalez, says that you informed the officer that you left home 4 to 5 days before that because you discovered, okay. Also said that you were going to use the THC and admits that you last smoked sometime last month. Ms. Jacobson, have you read this?
Yes, Your Honor, I have.
Sure you have. What's your position on this? I don't want to read all her private business out here in open court, but.
Right, I understand. She understands that she needs to go to the doctor for this. She just needs her mother to go with her. My understanding is now that the family has a better acceptance of what has happened, and that her mother will now be able to take her to the doctor visits that she needs to go to. So we'd be requesting that she be released to her mother so that she can take care of all those visits.
See, now I have to worry about somebody else. See what I'm saying?
Right.
Now I have to worry about her out there. I mean, she knew why she left home, yet she's still out there.
And my understanding
THC.
is once her last use and her discovery were the same time, and she has no intent on using again. She understands the danger it poses. Would you agree, Angelica? You understand why you can't use THC?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Mr. Richmond, how would you address, what's your position on that issue with her needing to see a doctor?
Judge, I understand that's problematic. There's still that issue, though, that we had the terroristic offense back in, threat back in December. Looks like it was involving marijuana again, and they found a handgun and stole a car and was found with weed, and she had absconded from home. So I'm concerned that we're going to be able to get her back to court. So I understand there's issues with the medical thing, but I think there's other concerns that need to be balanced.
Ms. Guerrero, can JPD address the medical issues in the back here?
Not in detention, Judge, and there wasn't clarification if the clinics were open yet that we could take her. The JPS clinics.
Right, so are they or are they not?
When I talked to the nurse, she told me that they were not. And I did ask her when she anticipated if she knew when they were going to be opening.
And so you said there's no idea when they're going to be open?
No, ma'am.
Do we have a doctor still coming by to see the kids?
When the judge,
I believe the doctor is on call. I can ask the nurse if the doctor could come and check on her.
when they could.
I need for that to happen because here's the thing.
Yeah.
I definitely understand her fear and concerns and why she would run away from home for that reason for a few days, but I don't understand her running into where she ran into, okay? Same people putting herself in the same situation, Ms. Gonzalez. Has she been on a monitor before?
No, Judge, she was previously released on community-based detention.
Oh, that's right, I just said that, okay. And we don't even have that right now.
They were doing phone visits, Judge, is what they were doing. There's a
Right.
report that was attached.
Yeah, I don't have that here in front of me.
I send it over with the offense report.
Yeah, I don't know, it's not here. Let me see. Okay, it's in the very back of the other stuff. So she's not missed any scheduled visits since January 2nd. Okay, she did not appear for her drug assessment in January. Judge Porter let her go. It was my understanding that he mentioned something about she's got to keep up with her schoolwork and everything and not have any missed days of school. How did she do with that, Mom?
She's been doing good. She's just only missed, like, I guess she fell back like 2 weeks.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that? Since she what, 2 weeks?
She fell back like 2 weeks on her schoolwork.
Okay, when was that?
Recently.
Okay, it's like the schoolwork from home stuff?
Yeah, because she can't get like on like the computer. Like she had problems getting online, like doing her work. And we asked her teachers to help us, and they got us in one day, and then the next day it would crash. And
okay. But her attendance records prior to that, when school was happening at school, she had perfect attendance from January till the COVID stuff.
yes.
Here's what I'm gonna do, Ms. Gonzalez, because on the one hand, I'm concerned about you running off again, okay? I'm concerned about the kind of behavior. I don't want you running out there in the community, I really don't. Because it looks, I mean, with who you're hanging out with and everything, it's just, you already have these pending charges and then you go and do this. And I understand there may have been whatever you're going through that contributed to that decision. And then on the other hand, I can't have somebody in your condition in here in detention when this pandemic is going on. I can tell you right now, if you weren't in this condition, you'd be staying here for sure. But I am going to release you an electronic monitor. Mom, are you, I should ask you first, Mom, what is your schedule like? Are you working from home or are you working at all right now?
I'm at home all day.
I'm sorry, ma'am, can you take your hand off your mouth? Because it's kind of, I think.
Yeah, I'm at home all day. I don't work.
Okay, you're at home all day.
Yes.
All right. And who else is in the home with you?
Her 3 siblings, and my mother stays there sometimes.
Okay, Ms. Gonzalez, I'm going to leave this up to you. I'm going to release you to your mom. Mom, will you be able to get her to a doctor?
Yes.
Do you know that already? I mean, have you called and checked, or is this something that you're going to try to do, or you already know that you're able to get her to a doctor? The doctor will see her.
I can get her into a doctor.
Okay.
I haven't called no one yet.
Okay. Does she have a regular doctor at this time?
Yes.
Okay.
He has a primary care doctor.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
He has a primary care doctor, yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. Are you willing to take a chance on her that she's not going to run off when she comes home?
Yes.
Okay, Ms. Gonzalez, you are going to be on a monitor. You will have permission to go to your doctor. Mom, you're going to need to let her PO know when that appointment is, so they'll know that's where she's going. Go directly to the doctor and directly home. Okay. If mom has to fuel up or something, mom's going to have to do that before you leave the house. Okay. So before you go to the doctor's appointment, before you even put her in the car, Any other things you have to do either have to be done before that, or you're gonna have to wait until after the doctor's appointment, until after she's dropped off at home. Does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
So Angelica gets to basically get in the car, go to the doctor's office, get in the car, and go home. Okay. Ms. Gonzalez, if you decide you're going to step outside of your house other than to go to your doctor's appointment or anything like that, or you decide you're going to cut your monitor or do something like that, then you have decided that you want to stay here. Okay.
Yes,
It's not going to be the judge that kept you here. It's your choice. All right.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. All right. She can be released to mom today.
Thank you,
And I don't
Judge.
want you, actually, I don't want her associating with whoever this other person is with Devin Taylor either. Okay? No communication with Devin Taylor, not through your cell phone, not computer, nothing. Okay? Not through the windows of your house, nothing. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Anna.
Oh, also Ms. Guerrero and Ms. Jacobson, if I've, she's still gonna be doing her random drug screens. And if she, you know, her levels go back up, if she tests positive for anything, she's decided she wants to stay here. I've got someone else to protect now too, okay?
I can cancel community-based detention and now just continue with the monitor.
Correct. For now, yeah, she's got her hands full with other stuff, Ms. Jacobson, okay? I just feel like right now, she's got her hands full, so I'm doing this.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Miss Terry,
Yes.
with my level right now.
Okay, hold on, I'm not there yet, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
I'll be right with you. Thank you. Okay, are you Mr. Jackson?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and let's see, Mr. Willett is here. And I'm looking for your PO. Oh, that's right. Is Miss Hunt on the, Miss Hunt here?
I don't see
Oh,
her.
there you are. I see her. I'm gonna unmute you. I just couldn't find you, Miss Hunt. I'm sorry. There we go. Mr. Jackson, no wonder you're asking me. Okay, first, let me give you your admonishments. You know, this is your 10-day detention hearing. I believe I've seen you before, so I have to look at everything and determine whether you will be released to a parent or guardian or whether you're going to stay here with us a little longer. Is his mom here on the Zoom somewhere? Is that Sarah Jackson?
I don't see my mom.
Trying to unmute her. I don't know what's going on.
My mom up here?
Ms. Hunt, can you check your settings on your computer, your actual speaker? It looks like you have your speakers turned off, or your microphone, I'm sorry. Because I see you talking, you're unmuted on Zoom. It's different than your actual computer probably has your speaker turned off. Try F4. And Ms. Jackson, if you're pushing the button, you can stop because I'm trying to unmute you. I think we might be doing it at the same time. For some reason, I'm not able to unmute Mom. I think she's might have to log back in.
Oh,
Oh, there you go, Miss Jackson.
Hey, Mom.
Okay, Ms. Hunt, can you try, see if I can hear you now? Can't hear you at all. Nope.
Yeah, you hear me?
I can hear you, Ms. Jackson. We can hear you fine. I just can't hear his PO, trying to figure out what's going on. Is anyone near her that can go help her?
Okay. I'm sorry.
I'll go ahead and start. All right, Mr. Jackson, remember at your detention hearing, you do have the right to remain silent. However, should you choose to speak, nothing you say at your detention hearing can be held against you at any other proceeding. It can only be considered for purposes of detention. Do you remember that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and you have a right to an attorney, and your attorney, Mr. Willett, is here on the Zoom. Do you see him?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you see your mom there. You have a right to have this hearing recorded, and if you choose to do that, Mr. Willett will let me know.
With who?
Mr. Willett, your attorney, will let me know.
No, I'm
Your
talking
hearing
about
recorded.
I can have it with who? Am I different judge with?
Okay, what's your question, Mr. Jackson?
You said I can have a, if I don't want to have my detention here with you, you said a different judge. What was his name again?
No.
No, I didn't say that at all. Actually, you don't have a choice. I'm doing your detention hearing.
Oh, my
Okay,
bad.
that's
I'm sorry.
okay. If you need your hearing recorded, Mr. Willett will let me know. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and if you need to speak to Mr. Willett in private, let me know that, and I can put you in a private Zoom breakout room with him, with just you and him talking, okay?
Miss Terry, can I say something real quick?
No.
Just wait.
Mr. Willett wants you to wait, okay? You should listen to your attorney, all right?
Yes, ma'am.
So, all right, Ms. Jackson, hang on. I've got to, just hold on. I'll give you a chance to speak as well, okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Ms. Hunt, he's got level 2 unacceptable as of today.
Yes, ma'am. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, good.
Hmm.
Yes. Did you see why?
No, not yet. But now I know why he was asking me what his level was.
He could probably share what word he should have not used to his peers.
Let me see there. What's in here? I see my notes on
I just think
Oh, okay, that's right. Mr. Jackson, what happened? Because the last time, I think I did make a deal with you, according to my notes, that, well, first of all, you have to be clean before we release you.
Yes, ma'am.
And also that you needed to be on level 1 outstanding before I would think about releasing you. So what happened?
It's like the staff be like anytime the kids be messing with me, the staff be there looking at them. When I say something, I lose my points and the staff don't do nothing. They just be letting them do what they want. And I be getting in trouble for anything. They let them slide with everything. And yesterday I only lost 8 points. I was supposed to be a 1A today. And they kept on messing up my level. And the staff showed me yesterday on second shift, only lost 8 points. I didn't lose no more points before they gave it to the other people who put it in the book. That's all. They be letting these kids get away with anything.
Your PO is talking about a word that you used or something. Did you call somebody a name or somebody in the back there, an adult or?
No, it was with a student. Me and him would, like, he kept on messing with me. I was like, nigga, watch out. Like, chill out. That's why I said in. The staff was right there when he was messing with me. They ain't do nothing to him. They just said, they got on me. They got on to me. They ain't say nothing to him. They just let him. Anytime I'm in the classroom, they let him. They be messing with me. I be chilling.
Okay.
And they be.
Here's the thing, Mr. Jackson. I'm going to stop you because, first of all, I want you to know something about me, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
When I was in school, we had a lot of rules. We're talking single file line on the right side of the hallway, a lot like the rules you have back there in detention, okay? No talking out of turn at all, or you get marks and punishment, and you got to do a punishment after school, okay? I got a lot of those because I couldn't stop talking out of turn. You know what I learned to do? Stop worrying about what everybody else is doing and stop talking out of turn, okay? So even if somebody else was trying to antagonize me, or if they were talking first or whatever, I just had to learn it didn't matter, because sometimes, you know, maybe you're right. Sometimes other people don't get punished, but you do, okay? I doubt it. I really think the reality of it is that that's your perception. Maybe that was my perception, okay? But you need to worry about yourself. And that's the deal I mean with you. You have to be on level 1 outstanding. I don't care about anybody else when it comes to your detention hearing, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
You have to be on level 1 outstanding. You have to turn the other cheek, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Because if you can do that back there in the face of all these other kids that are going through their stuff, then you can do that back out in the public, in the community, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So I got to stick by my deal. Like you said, you were going to be on level 1 acceptable, but my deal was level 1 outstanding to consider releasing you. So hopefully, I mean, I'm sure the next time I see you, you will be clean. And I hope that you're on level 1 outstanding, and then I can consider releasing you, okay? But for now, I'm going to detain you because you're not following the rules. And I definitely don't think it's okay for anybody to use that word. That's a difference of opinion, but you know, you need to respect yourself and other people before I can consider letting you out, okay? All right, I'll see you next time. I'm detaining you.
So we done?
Okay. We have Mr. Marshall next. Are you Mr. Marshall?
Yes, Your Honor.
And I think that is Mr. Beavers. There you are. Oh. That was a simultaneous unmute. Mute. There you go.
Right.
Can you hear me, Mr. Beaver?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Guire's still here. Here. Ooh, almost there. Okay. Are you Mr. Marshall's mom?
Yes.
Okay, great. All right, Mr. Marshall, this is your 10-day detention hearing. Remember, I'm Judge Terry, and you have a right to have your hearing recorded. You also have a right to an attorney, and your attorney, in fact, is present here. Do you see Mr. Beaver on the screen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and so your attorney can let me know if you would like your hearing recorded. You have the right to remain silent. However, should you choose to speak, nothing you say can be held against you at any other kind of proceeding here. Only at a detention hearing can it be considered. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And now I believe, let's see, you're here for evading arrest with a vehicle, unauthorized use of a vehicle, and you're brought back in on the 23rd of April. And I believe I saw you at your first detention hearing. This go round, the first one back in April. I think the deal I made with you is I'd consider release if you were level 1 outstanding at the next detention hearing. Do you remember that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, okay. So you're level 1 acceptable as of today. So if, Ms. Aguirre, can you tell me what's happened back there since the last detention hearing?
Your Honor, the notes reveal that as of today, the comments state that he used profanity 3 times and failed to follow the rules approximately 3 times.
He has broke what? What was the first thing you said? He has broke what 3 times?
He used profanity 3 times and failed to follow instruction 3 times.
And do you know when abouts that was?
The date that's documented, Your Honor, is today's date.
Oh, was he at level 1 outstanding before today?
Yes, Your Honor, he was on level 1 outstanding from April 26th to May the 6th.
Mr. Marshall, really?
For real?
I'm sorry.
Today.
Yes. I'm
I
sorry.
mean, you can tell me what happened if you want to. You don't have to, it's up to you.
Can I speak?
Sure.
It was, I believe I was talking during the movie. When we were watching the movie, I was talking.
Can you speak up a little bit?
I was
'Cause
talking.
I can't.
When we were watching the movie, I was talking during the movie, Your Honor.
This morning?
That was yesterday, Your Honor.
Is that right, Ms. Aguirre? Do you have the details?
No, Your Honor, it doesn't state any details. It just says the begin date for level 1 acceptable is today's date.
Okay. So that your use of profanity and such was against the rules. Was that also during the movie? Is that what you were saying during the movie, or?
Yes, Your Honor. It had to be.
Did you understand that the rules were, that was prohibited?
Yes, Your Honor.
Well, I'm glad you're being honest with me. Okay, that's. Here's what I want to do. Let me look at this again. But prior to this, Ms. Aguirre, he got to level 1 outstanding as soon as he could once he came back,
Yes, ma'am.
and he stayed there.
Yes.
Okay. Mom, are you ready for him to come home? Ma'am.
I want him to come home, but I see where it's leading back to. So, I mean, we can try. I might end up going to jail, but we can try. Because it doesn't make any sense. He and her, and you still doing what you want to do. I'm against that. You acting like a thug. You shouldn't be on this planet. Don't do that. I done told you over and over. And this is not acceptable, period.
Yes, ma'am, I understand that.
No, you don't. You just talking. You just talking.
I think what he's trying to say, ma'am, is he hears you, but he's not really listening.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
He can hear you, but he's not really listening. Because if he was listening to anybody, he would have known that I probably would have sent him home today. Kept up my end of the deal if he'd have kept up his. So now, Mr. Marshall, I'm concerned all over again that, like, even when it's right there, you can go home to mom right there, and you can't control yourself. Let's see. Let me think. Jeez.
Y'all end up putting me in jail, in prison.
Well, ma'am, now you're giving me concerns about sending him home with you.
Well,
I mean,
it's not that. I tell them what you need to do. Annie tell them what they need to do. You're the judge. This is second time being her. You done told him. He know the rule. Look. No, I don't want to go to prison. I've been controlling this. But you see what I'm talking about, Judge?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yep.
Your Honor, if I may.
Not what I want. I don't
Go
want.
ahead, Mr. Beaver. Hold on, Mom. Go ahead, Mr. Beaver.
Thank you, Your Honor. I've spoken with Mr. Marshall a couple of times, and I'm really disappointed, as I know his mother and the court is as well, as far as what happened this morning, because when I've spoken to him, he's been at 1.0, and I don't know what happened this morning. I like I said, I'm disappointed. I know that Mr. Marshall understands that he needs to follow the court's requirements. If the court releases him today, he needs to follow his mother's rules. And if the court agrees to release him today and he makes another mistake, he understands completely that he's going to be back in the detention center. And I certainly don't want that to happen. And I know his mother does not want him to come back here, and she wants him to follow instructions and behave and be responsible like he needs to be.
So, Mr. Beaver, I can imagine your disappointment as his attorney as well. But the court is not going to release him today because the court is going to keep her word to deal with him. And so, Mr. Marshall, here's what I am going to do though, is I need you to know that if that's the deal we make, any one of us judges, that's the deal you're going to have. So there is no going home today because I don't think that you could, that you will behave at home. Okay. I don't know that you would listen to mom. You might run off. You might, just go do whatever you're going to do, behave how you're going to do, be a danger to yourself, start smoking weed again because you feel like you're so close or you're free or something. You're in free here and you just had not to follow the rules at the last minute. So I need you to be on level 1.0 and I will see you back here a week from today. I'm not going to make you wait 2 weeks. I'm going to need you to get to level 1.0 and stay there and don't move. In fact, if you are not level 1.0 on Thursday, I'm not even going to consider it. We won't even bring you in and take up people's time, okay? Or your mom's time coming here. So if probation can let mom know Thursday morning if he's not level 1.0 so she doesn't waste her time coming up, okay?
Yes, Your
That's
Honor.
what we're going to do. All right, that's the order. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. We can have the detention hearing on Thursday if he's on level 1. But if he's not, we won't even have the detention hearing. Is that too complicated? Okay. I know I get creative sometimes and it's just, can't help it. McClellan Williams up next. Mr. Willett, on. And Mr. Nava, is there a parent here on this one?
Yes, mom's coming in.
Okay. Do you go by Mr. McClellan or Mr. Williams or both?
Ellen.
McClellan Williams? Okay. Is your name pronounced, hold on.
Anajian.
Anajian?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. If you could sit up closer to the laptop, that would be great so I can hear you better. Okay, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So this is your detention hearing. I'm Judge Terry. You have been brought in here to Kimbo and you have a right to have a detention hearing within 2 business days of being brought in. The purpose of that is to determine whether you'll be released to a parent or guardian or whether you'll stay here with us a little longer, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
You have the right to an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you. We do have an attorney on the line with you today. His name is Mr. Willett. Do you see him up there? He's got a blue suit jacket on, glasses?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You have a right to have your detention hearing recorded. If you need that, then your attorney will let me know that. You also have the right to remain silent. However, should you choose to speak at your detention hearing, nothing you say can be held against you during any other proceeding here. It can only be considered for detention purposes. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And your attorney, if you need to speak to him, you can let me know that and I'll put you in a private Zoom breakout room. Okay?
It's okay if I could do that.
Pardon? You want to do that right now? Okay. Just hold on there. I'll create a little room for the 2 of you. Mr. Willett, try to keep it succinct if you can, okay?
Sure.
So you'll both click on the prompt when it tells you to, and there should be a prompt to come back and join us when you're ready.
All right.
And I'm instructing everybody else on here to not join that room somehow. They're the only two in it, but it looks like there may be a prompt for everyone else to join, so do not join that room.
There it is. They're back, Judge.
All right, thank you. Let's see,
Oh, mute.
close the room. Okay, there you are. Let me bring you guys back so I can hear you. And Mr. Nava, where you go? There you are. All right. Okay, are you ready to proceed, Mr.
Yes.
Willett?
Yes, we are.
Okay, thank you. All right, so, gosh, you're barely 14 years old. So it says you were brought in yesterday. You were referred in custody by Arlington PD for burglary of vehicles and theft of property, less than 30K. Per the report, around 3 a.m. Yesterday morning, victim's nephew told him that a black male wearing a dark hoodie was attempting to steal their vehicle. Victim's brother ran outside and shot his gun in the air and saw two subjects running north. His white Honda was backed up into the curb. Victim's brother chased a suspect into a field where he was able to detain him at gunpoint. Suspect number 2 was seen walking northeast from the victim's brother. Victim's brother shot into the ground and was able to detain both suspects until officers arrived. Officers arrived and identified both suspects as an adult. One was an adult, and the other one was you. Search incident to arrest located $215 in cash and white Apple AirPods on you. And your companion had 2 sets of white Apple earbuds in colored cases. Victim advised officers of the items found on the ground as they chased the suspects. Officers located a wallet with an ID, which puts its residence a quarter mile from its location. Both suspects claimed no knowledge of why they were detained. Officers added that they previously detained both suspects together, once on January 16th of 2020 and arrested you on April 21st, 2020 for UUMV. That was rejected on 5/4, just 2 days before this alleged offense by ADA Smith. The victim in the burglary vehicle had 3 vehicles that had been entered and rummaged. Victim advised that she was missing $490.05 inside of a clear baggie containing checks, over-the-counter meds, Apple earbuds, and cases that matched those found on the suspects. Her wallet was found near the residence from where the white Honda was stolen. She identified all of the items that were stolen. We haven't heard back from either victim. Is that right, Mr. Nava?
I don't believe so, ma'am. No messages were left for the victims. They didn't answer their phone calls.
Okay, Mr. Willett?
My understanding, I think he's on level 2, but I think that has to do with, he hasn't been there that long, so I don't know if he
right.
can level 1 at this point. I don't know if they had a drug test on him or not. He said he was tested, but I didn't hear results. I don't know if he came back.
So yes, his offense report says that he did test positive when he came in. So that's automatically a problem.
Right. And I kind of explained that to him too. If he came back positive, it was going to be a problem. So obviously he would like to go home on a monitor if at all possible, but I kind of explained to him what needs to be done to get to that point.
Yeah. Has he been on a monitor? It doesn't look like it from what I can see on the offense report.
No, ma'am. The only history he had with us was probation about 2 years ago, which he completed. So that was related more so with school incidents, but he was never on the monitor.
So he does have a prior adjudication, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor,
yes.
This is Ron Shipley with the Victims Unit.
Yes.
I just checked in my email to see if there have been any responses from either the victims in this offense. There have not been. In the police report on the burglary of the vehicle, one person stated she was missing approximately $490.
Mm-hmm.
I do note that the police said that when they contacted Mr. Williams, that there was $215 found on him.
Okay, so I'm.
In the vehicle that was stolen or in the area afterwards when they located Mr. McClellan Williams, there was a purse found, and it had a burglary of a vehicle victim's identifying information. They spoke with her. She was able to identify the type of purse, amount of money she had, iPods and earbuds of various assortment. She was able to identify them to the police before seeing them, and in fact, they were in the purse.
Okay, and again, what items of hers that she identified were on Mr. McClellan Williams?
It was some earbuds, a various assortment of colored tips on those, and $215 in cash.
Okay, because the offense report says the white AirPods were located on Mr. McClellan Williams.
Okay, I apologize then, Your Honor, I made a mistake on which ones were found on him.
Okay, so can you clarify that for me, please?
Yes, she did state that she had AirPods and earbuds that were taken. And I do recall, in fact, you are correct that the AirPods were found on him and she was able to identify those as missing.
So she was able to identify her white AirPods on Mr. McClellan Williams.
Yes, that's what I read in the police report.
Can I say something? Am I able to say anything?
Yeah, just a minute, Mom. Hold on. I'm reading, Mom. I do want to hear from you.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead, Mom.
Okay, thank you. First off, I want to say I'm very upset to be here today for this situation. In reference to the pods, if they were white, my son purchased, we purchased those for him. So I know you saying somebody identified them as theirs. I have receipts for the AirPods, white AirPods that were purchased for him. So I don't know how you would identify that it would be someone else's, but I do have receipt for that in reference to my son. And I do want to say, and I don't know if you guys are aware, since you put up his juvenile record with AISD school system, or you also aware that he was kidnapped exactly a year ago by his teacher in AISD. Well, my son is also a victim, and I believe he is a victim in this situation as well. And I would like to speak to the attorney today in reference to that. I've already spoke to Mr. Nava in reference to that this morning on the way to court.
Is Mr. Hughie, is he one of his teachers?
Who?
The guy that he was caught with.
I don't know who that person is. I asked for the information 2 weeks ago. Was he with the juvenile or adult? They wouldn't, the officer got real smart with me and wouldn't release. Like I said, I didn't know, I didn't ask for a name. I just asked if this person was a minor that was with my son, and I didn't get any information.
Right, ma'am, so the offense report I'm reading indicates he was with an adult. And so what I would do if I were you is I'd probably just talk to your son's attorney. Okay, you can get his contact information before you leave here today.
Who it was, right? Because he has been a victim himself. And if you guys look at the report, it's several reports made, and we're going through court right now dealing with that.
Well, my question is, Mr. Nava and Mr. Shipley, whoever can answer this, is I'm not getting in the report where how do we know this was Mr. McClellan Williams outside of the home?
That's what I would like.
I mean, I can make that. Ma'am, hold on. I think it was, but I'm not getting from what's written here. So if you guys can close that gap for me.
Judge, when I read the report, I read it about twice over. Nothing indicates that they positively identified anybody by name of who was in the vehicle. Just that whenever the victim's brother shot the first shot outside of his home, he saw two suspects running. And after that, once they were detained and officers arrived to that location, they identified those two suspects. But nothing could put the name at the address of where the offense occurred.
I would agree with that reading of the report as well, Your Honor.
And how far does Mr. McClellan Williams live from this area where these vehicles were stolen?
Check right quick. Says in a driving distance is about 2.2 miles away.
Mom, do you know what your son was doing out at 3 o'clock in the morning at 14 years old with an adult?
I do not know. He left my home without permission. When the incident happened 2 weeks ago, he left home, but I had him in a location hiding out due to the teacher's situation. So someone had to pick him up. So that's something that the attorney and we would need to get with him to find out how he was able to leave. Because he did not have permission to leave.
Well, I'm assuming that. I mean, I can tell you're a mom who cares somewhat you're here. So I would hope to think that you wouldn't give a 14-year-old permission to leave 3 in the morning.
No, and especially with the situation that we have going on right now. And I'm so scared that he'll be able to come in contact with that teacher. So I had him in hiding. Because again, like I said, we're still going through that situation right now.
All right. And I get the point about the white Apple AirPods. The same thing happens in my house, but mysteriously somehow they're able to identify them when they're theirs. So I'm going to find that there's probable cause here. I have to detain him. He's got prior adjudications, at least one prior adjudication. He did test positive for marijuana also, and so Mr. McClellan-Williams, I do find that you are a danger to yourself mostly right now. And if what your mom's saying true, I'm concerned about your safety out there with choices that you're making or the adults who have influence on you. And so I am going to detain you. As a reminder about our behavior levels here, have they talked to you about that in the back yet?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and so you know that we're going to expect level 1 outstanding from you, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
And I want you to be there at your next detention hearing, and I'll consider your release. Hopefully by then your mom and your attorney have had time to talk and find out some more information and figure out what we need to do to assure everyone that it's safe to release you to your mom and put you back into the community while things are pending, okay?
Okay.
All right, for right now, I'm going to detain you. Thank you.
Mom, I'll meet you in the lobby.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Yes, she did say that.
You better be glad that the time.
Something's going on at home. It's been 5 years now, almost 4 years. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Okay, is Ms. Hugh here? Okay, yes, there she is. Mr. Wilson, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, I'm Judge Terry. Do we have a parent here for him?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, hi, Ms. Ward. All right. All right, Mr. Wilson, this is your 10-day detention hearing. I believe I saw you at your initial detention hearing when you were here. And remember, you have the right to remain silent. However, should you choose to speak at your detention hearing, nothing you say can be held against you at any other kind of hearing here. I can only consider it for detention purposes, okay? Mm-hmm. You also have the right to remain silent. I'm sorry, you also have the right to have an attorney. If your attorney, Brian Willett, is on the screen there, do you see him?
Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am.
And you have a right to have your hearing recorded. And if you want it recorded, Mr. Willett will let me know, okay? If you need to speak to Mr. Willett, just let me know and I'll put you in a private Zoom breakout room, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's see, you got to level 1 outstanding as of today, so that's good.
Mm-hmm.
And so I guess if I can ask Ms. Huey, what happened? Did he just now get there today or what?
No, Judge, he actually made level 1 right off within the 3 days of when he was detained. And he's been on level 1 the whole time, outstanding most of the time. There were 2 occasions, once on May 3rd, where it just the rating dropped to an acceptable level 1. And then he went back up to outstanding and then held that until, I believe it was, it was the day before he received the acceptable rating for not following instructions and using profanity. I think he was playing a game with the other residents. So he dropped still level 1, but it was an acceptable, and then he went back up to an outstanding today.
Okay. So it's just teetering back and forth on level 1, right?
There were the two days that it was unacceptable. Okay. Other than that, it's been outstanding.
Was this the one where the Smith County wants to send everything up here and have us deal with it?
Yes.
Yes.
The DA's office is looking at that case and still deciding if we're going to accept it or not.
Okay. Mr. Willett?
Your Honor, I think last time we were here that there was kind of two issues. One is Mom did not want him to come home at that time, and also because I think he had been threatening her. So I guess my questions be directed towards her as what her feelings are as far as him coming home now, since last time we were here she didn't want him to come home.
I recall. Go ahead, Ms. Ward. Mom, what are your thoughts?
I still feel the same way. I just don't think he's ready to come home. He has a lot mentally to figure out, and him getting mad at and destroying property or harming me or the other kids is not acceptable. And I don't want to have to live like, have to watch one eye, keep one eye open. I don't want to have to deal with that. So I still feel the same way about everything. Everything is still the same because he needs help. And him saying it's not going to happen again, it's not going to happen again. That's not going to.
That's what you need to clarify, Mom, because right now we're not here to determine, to punish him for what he did or didn't do with that, okay? Right now, I have to figure out if I can send him home with you while the case is pending or as other cases are pending, as long as he's not a danger to himself or the community, or he's gonna listen to you and then you can supervise him. That's what I have to consider right now. Okay, that's what's in front of me. And so are you saying that you are not ready to have him because you don't trust that he's going to listen to you?
Correct.
And is this kind of how he behaves? Like, does he kind of act out like that when he's not given his way usually?
Pretty much. It's a daily thing.
That's my concern. I understand that kids and teenagers are going to act up.
Yeah, I understand that as well.
Ma'am, my concern is that well, I guess I could say this to you, Mr. Wilson. My concern is that, yes, there's nothing wrong with getting mad at your mom or getting upset or whatever. You have feelings, but when you destroy your mom's things, like her vehicle, she uses that to get you around, to get groceries, to provide for you, okay? And you're going to destroy that? So that kind of behavior in response to how Mom is problematic. I wanted you to be on level 1.0. I should be clear. You are on level 1.0 today.
Yes, ma'am.
And then where is he gonna go? Because my mother doesn't want him here because of all the things that he's been doing, destroying of the property and everything, all that. She doesn't want him here right now because she doesn't feel safe or comfortable. And this is where we're stationed at right now.
So you're at your mom's and you live together still, right?
Correct.
If I would, can I speak?
Go ahead.
I feel like, I know it, like if I would I feel like if I were to get the release, I know I wouldn't be doing nothing because I just didn't. I know I was just at the moment. I just wasn't thinking, and I wasn't in my right stage at that moment. So I was just like, and then whenever I was doing, I just went straight to do it. I wasn't thinking. I just let my emotions get the best of me. That's what I'm trying to say.
I understand that, and that's why we have to know that you are prepared to manage those emotions and deal with them before we can send you home.
Yeah, because I was since I've been off my medicine, I feel like I mean it's better than I thought it was. It's better than I thought it was gonna be, because
Hold on, you're supposed to be getting medicine and you're not getting it?
Nah, because I was hospital. I had to go to the hospital because I was having side effects.
Okay, so they just completely, did a doctor take you off of it?
No, they did. The juvenile did.
Which juvenile department? Our did or
Right
the one
here.
in Smith County?
Here.
Your Honor,
Yes.
I can clarify on that.
Yes.
He has been having some very severe reactions to his medications. He went to the ER twice in Smith County before we brought him back.
Okay.
He went to the ER at JPS April 26th, after he was in our detention center, and the doctor there did remove him off of all medication. They had adjusted it a couple of times. He was still reacting, so JPS took him off the medications.
Okay.
He's being monitored by our psychiatric unit, and the doctor has been reviewing that and wants to keep him off for now.
Okay. Well, I mean, and his behavior is level 1A and level 1 outstanding. This may be a situation where he needs other sorts of therapy and some behavior modification and not medication.
Yes.
Right. That's what I agree on that.
So, Mom, what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, it's an option, but you know, I
mean, because what I'm hearing, he's off his meds and he's feeling better and he's behaving better.
Yeah, he's behaving better there.
Yeah, I get that. It could be
facility.
I get that. I thought about that.
Yeah, it's only because, and it's a turn on and turn off situation with Jalen. He's turning it on right now, but when he gets home, he's gonna turn it off, and it's gonna be another situation.
That's what I've been working on. That's why I was in here, because, you know, and I was controlling while I'm off my medicine. That's why I've been controlling my action, because it's been some off and zones there's been some times where I could have easily just snapped, but I also had to think where I'm at. I had to control that. That's why I've been.
Okay. And so, you mean you have to think where you're at mentally, or think where you're at, like, because you're in detention?
Mentally, because.
Okay, good.
That's why.
Because
go ahead.
I hear you. And so what I need to know is that, and I know you're back and forth between level 1 acceptable and outstanding. That is good. Okay. I need outstanding and a little bit of consistency. Now I'm changing it up a little bit. I am considering releasing you today. I'm not going to, because I need to know, I need a little bit more stability from you. Mm-hmm. I don't want you going home and not being able to be supervised by your mom and grandma. It sounds like they're pretty frustrated right now, and they're not real confident that you will follow the rules at home. But I think if you can continue to follow them here and you maintain level 1 outstanding for 5 days, I think I need 5 days from you, and just for a little bit longer, to know that you're off of your medication, that you can be consistently a rule follower. Okay.
There's nowhere for him to go.
Just a minute, ma'am. So I think that's what I'll do is we're going to detain you today. Need to see your behavior levels be more consistent, so that I know that you can follow the rules at home. And your PO brings me a release order because you've been at level 1 outstanding in, 5 business days from now, 5 business days. Okay. And then I will sign an order that allows you to release to your mother. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Where is he gonna go? That's what you don't understand. We're still in our situation, and I don't have anywhere for him to go. So
okay, here's what I need you to understand. I can't keep him here just because you or your mom or your living situation doesn't want to have him home. If I don't think he's going to be a runaway, if I don't think he'll be a problem listening to you, I can make that decision. Now, if you don't want to pick him up, that's a bridge we'll have to cross when we get there, and you can talk with Mr. Willett about that, okay, or his PO. But what I'm saying is he's shown that I've heard your concerns, Mom. As a parent, I've heard them. So what I'm saying is that in 5 days, if he's still level 1 outstanding, he's shown the court that he can follow the rules, okay, and I'm willing to take a chance on him doing that.
I'm not.
Okay, and if you're not at that point, then we'll cross that road when we get there, okay? All right, that'll be the order of the court. Give me 5 more days, Mr. Wilson, okay?
Thank you.
Your Honor, you say 5 business days?
5 business days, yes. 5 business days. So you get that. So today's Thursday, tomorrow's Friday, so Saturday and Sunday don't count, okay, Mr. Wilson?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay, now I think what's happening now is we are going to take the juvenile computer is going to go back to Ms. Gatewood instead of transporting her into the room. They're going to take the computer to her. So we'll just have a slight delay. I believe, Mr. Willett, you are finished.
Hard one. Yeah, that was it. What do you do? I mean, I get the mom. Well, and the crazy part is he's starting to kill her.
Okay, Mr. Daniels is on.
That's like,
Mr. Jarman's on.
you know, well, so
Okay.
I get the
Mr.
judge's
Richmond's
point
still
too.
here.
I mean, what are you supposed to do with them? The one thing I will say is I have a feeling that if he does anything, he would be
I'm
back
gonna
here
mute
in a heartbeat.
Mr. Willett. I don't need to hear that. Okay. Wait for Ms. Gatewood, should be hopefully on any moment. Is there a parent going to be here for Ms. Gatewood? Do we know?
I do not believe she will be here, Your Honor.
Okay.
No, ma'am. Your Honor, I talked to her this morning and she's at work right now.
Okay. And this will be our last one today.
She's here, Judge.
Yes, I see her. Hi, Ms. Gatewood. Can you please take your hands away from your mouth and off, that way I can hear you when you talk, okay? Thank you. I've met you before. I'm Judge Terry. This is your 10-day detention hearing, okay? And this is where I determine whether I can release you to a parent or guardian or whether we need to keep you here a little longer. Remember that? Okay, you have the right to remain silent. However, you know at your detention hearing, if you choose to speak, nothing you say can be held against you at any other proceeding. We can only consider it for purposes of detention. You also have the right to an attorney, and your attorney, Mr. Daniels, is present here on the Zoom screen. Do you see him?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right. And you have the right to have your hearing recorded, and if you need that, then Mr. Daniels will let me know. All right. I know that, I believe that your mother is at work today. I was told that she can't be here either in person or on Zoom, so she is not here. And I see that you are level 3 confined as of today. Even if I wanted to talk about releasing you today, Cesaria, you know that I don't have anybody here for you. Also, if your mother were able to come after work, I still, you're on level 3, okay? And I know we talked about before, with your behavior, we've talked about how finding a placement for you is going to be very difficult, right? Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we had one for you and then that didn't work. And the more placements that you break, the harder it is to find a place, okay? But everybody here, Mr. Daniels, Mr. Jarman, all the judges, your mom, we all want, even the DA, Mr. Richmond, we all want you to help you. You understand that? Yeah, I mean, you don't have to agree with me if you feel otherwise, but I need you to know that we're all trying to help you, okay?
Your Honor, if I could just advise that she does have an adjudication hearing that's scheduled on Monday.
Oh, is it? I don't see that on here. Okay. All right. And is that in front of Judge Kim? That must be in front of Judge Kim if it's Monday.
Yes, it is.
Okay. All right. All right, Cesaria, I'm gonna, I would encourage you to dig deep. Anything you've learned on your coping mechanisms whatsoever, use them between now and Monday, okay? Get yourself out of confined. It's gonna be almost impossible because it's already Thursday, all right? You know how this works, don't you? Yeah? Okay. All right, I'm gonna have to keep you detained, okay? All right, thank you all.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you. I believe that concludes our detention hearings for today.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.